Forex. It's your man, Mr. O, back again with another video. And today we're going to break down the market, pre-market, Thursday, July 27, 2023. We're going to be going into well, actually, we're just going to focus on one today because honestly, that's the only thing I really trade is the US 30. I sprinkle in a little bit of NAS 100, but NAS didn't like me because NAS is a bastard. But anyway, we're going to be talking about this. We're not going to really be talking about NAS today because it's doing a whole lot of crazy stuff. I don't know what's going on with that. But we're going to focus mainly on the US 30. I got it turned to the 15-minute chart. I've drawn up my areas of resistance and support, and I had to go way back to, I want to say, 2021 to even find these levels because we're close to all-time highs. We're close to price discovery. I actually drew a white line. Let me see if I can get up to it. This is all-time highs up here at 36,900 roughly. And we're at 35,500. So it's not really that far away. That's only about, I want to say about 1,000 pips, 1,500 pips, something like that. That's not a lot. I mean, the US 30, I mean, just looking at today, let's go ahead and pull this up. This was price dropped here right before the market opened. Market opened here at 8:30. Immediately, this huge green candle. And the crazy thing about it, I got in on this candle. I don't know what made me buy in there, but I did. I bought in like about right here, and I rode it all the way up to the top. Then I got out. There was a quick $1,000 on my account. And then I rode it up to about here. Got about another $1,200. But then, actually I rode it to here. This is where it was. And when the price started coming back down right here, I'm like, okay, the party's over. So I went to sleep, and I woke back up and saw all of this had happened. I was like, oh my goodness. And this all happened like afternoon. It was insane. It was a crazy day with the US 30, but a crazy good day if you're a bull, if you're going long on US 30. Today was a good day. And I mean, just to think about it, let me see here. We had about 3 levels of rise today because if I'm not mistaken, this was from valley to peak, from swing low to swing high. I want to say was about 300 pips. Let me try to pull this up right now if I can find it. Yeah, here we go. Well, no, that's not what I'm looking for. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. So let's check this out. From bottom to the peak, that was 321 pips. That's a lot of pips. You know, and just to think about it, to all-time highs is not that far. I mean, the next area of resistance is about the same thing. It's about 300, and I think I looked at it before. It's about 350 pips from this area of resistance that's now support up to the next area of resistance. You know, it's not going to be a straight line. It's probably going to be a lot of craziness, but there shouldn't be as much turbulence as it was last time. Now, I do think there's like a small area of resistance here. So, matter of fact, let me go ahead and draw that out. And I do use, I think if you've seen my videos before, you know that I use different color lines to denote different things. Like these pink lines are areas of resistance on the 4-hour and on the daily chart. So they're very strong. So I want to make sure I look at those like, hey, price will likely reverse or hold if they come to this area. This, since it was the high today, we're going to mark this with a line to show where the high of the previous day was, and we're going to change the color to yellow. That way I know it was the high of the day. That's how I do all my stuff. I just make, that's an easy way for me to kind of tell what's what is using different colors. Now, little swings intraday, I just marked with blue lines, and this was actually a bull flag. Well, actually, it's made like a bear flag, but this is a bull flag because this is the flag pole. That's the most important thing. This is the flag pole, and I saw this flag forming. I actually went into $1,700 worth of drawdown with this trade because I knew it was part of a flag, and I knew resistance was here, and I knew that it was gonna punch through their resistance. So I held this thing to $1,700 in drawdown, ended up making $1,200 on it. And if I would have waited, I would have made like $4,000. And if I would have caught this right here, it'd been like $15,000-$20,000 if I would have caught this whole thing. But I was asleep by then. But anyway, I know it's a lot going on in this chart, but I rather sometimes have too much information and not enough. That way I can I can plan out my trades when the market opens, because the thing about it, the market is never going to do exactly what you want it to do. You know what I'm saying? So let's say, for instance, I have these lines drawn out. I know it's going to be hard for price to dump under this, because this is a 4-hour chart, resistance and support level. This is going to be hard for price to fall underneath this. But if it does, it may flush all the way down to here. I doubt that, because looking at the chart, price had actually been consolidating since Monday. Price was just consolidating in this range, and you had this, what I call a slingshot. You had it fall out of the channel and then whipsaw back into the channel and up out of the channel. So all of the energy is going up. That's why it's 2 o'clock in the morning Central Time, and the price is still very active. I mean, we just about a few hours ago we entered into the London session, but London session is not going to affect price that much. But anyway, what I'm looking for today, I'm thinking that price is probably may go down a little bit, and it's testing this area to see, can it drop below this area. It may potentially drop in this zone, but if it does drop in this zone, it's probably just gonna wick inside this zone, and it's gonna fling out. What I expect to happen is, I expect price to go down into the bottom of the zone, probably wick down to the bottom of this zone, and then I expect price to come out of it, potentially all the way up here to the next zone. It may not go all the way up there in one day, but I expect it at least to come up to around 35,800, somewhere around there. Now, if it does go all the way to the top, I wouldn't be surprised, because like I said, it's about 350 pips. And I've seen, what happened yesterday, this was 295 pips. So if it doesn't go all the way up here, it may go most of the way up here. Now, there's one more area of resistance. It may stop here and muddle around for a minute, but this is kind of this almost coincides with another area of resistance on the 4-hour chart. A smaller area of resistance, only like one touch in this area. Besides this one, if you go back like 2 or 3 years, it's like one touch in this area. So it is fresh resistance. So usually you have to hit resistance several times before price breaks through. So at least for the short term, I'm actually kind of thinking about that, since it hadn't been touched a many times, it may just bounce off of this and bounce back down here, do that for maybe an hour or two, and then eventually break that resistance up. That's what I'm actually thinking is going to happen for tomorrow. Either it's going to bounce here and just head up, and it's obviously going to have turbulence around the way. It may just slow down here, but this is obviously a pretty strong area of resistance, very strong. I almost want to change this pink, because look, this was obviously a institutional candle here. But to be rejected this hard, that is some fresh, powerful resistance. So price may just meander in this area for a while, if not all of today, most of today. But I do think eventually it's going to break out. But you can see we're still on upward momentum, because even though price was flushed all the way down here, and this is 2:30 in the afternoon, there was still enough volume to bring it past this level of resistance and this one as well. You know, so we're still obviously solidly in an uptrend, and I mean, price is still trying to go up a little bit overnight. You know, there was not really any big dumps overnight. It's just price is just staying where it is. I mean, so we're all of this energy that was, let me take this off the screen. All the energy that was stored up when price was moving sideways during this, you know, in this channel, now all of this just being released on the other side of it. And like I said, it's, even though this is a strong level of resistance, and I expect when price touches this area again for it to bounce back down to here, but I don't expect it to drop down both of these, because every time, in my opinion, from what I've seen, the more price hits resistance, the weaker that resistance gets. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. I expect price to run up here first. It may even poke a little bit past this, just like this wicked past it. But I believe it's going to get thrown down again, but probably back to this level. And it's just going to be, it's probably going to meander most of the day and eventually break out. And it's probably going to be about another 200 to 300 pip day to the upside. But that's all I'm going to really, that's all I really want to discuss today. I'm really not going to talk about NAS, because NAS, I call it the nasty NAS, because it does what it wants to do. Yeah, that's why I don't trade NAS that much anymore. But anyway, that is the video. If you have any questions, comments, you know, I'm just documenting my Forex journey, starting to get the hang of this thing. But anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow, and we'll discuss what happened.